Welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm thrilled to have you be here with us today. My name is Elizabeth Aloni, and I'm with Schneps Media. Schneps Media is the largest media outlet in New York with over 70 newspapers, magazines, websites, webinars, podcasts, and events throughout Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, Westchester, Long Island, and Philadelphia. Today, we're absolutely thrilled to bring to you a very important webinar entitled Reduce Stress, Lose Weight, Transform Your Life with Dr. Mike Berlin. Dr. Mike Berlin is a gentle chiropractic, nutritionist, and wellness coach, and I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome him here with us today. Thanks so much, Dr. Mike, for being with us.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for doing this. It's really a pleasure. I love doing these things with you all the time. So thank you so much. And
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's get started with learning a little bit more about you. Please tell us a little bit more about you and how you chose your field of work and your passion.
Well, all my life, I'm not going to go that far back, but all my life, I knew I wanted to help people. Right? I was always very happy. I loved life. I marveled at the wisdom of creation all around us in the natural world. And I never understood why other people didn't see it. Like, why were they all, there was so much conflict and stress, and I just didn't get it. So all my life, I knew I wanted to help people, and so, at first I have my psychology degree and I graduated with honors with that. But as I was working in the field, it really wasn't my calling. All right. And then I finally found natural health and chiropractic and nutrition, and it worked with the inherent natural powers of the body to heal itself. And I love that. Okay. And I love working with people. So that's pretty much how I got into it.
Wonderful, wonderful. So why did you go into this? Tell me about the why. Obviously, you're passionate. That's very obvious. What is the why behind your going into this field of helping people reduce stress and lose weight and transform their lives really in a very different way?
What I do is very different. It's so different that it's kind of hard to understand until you go through it. Because one thing I'm good at, and I don't know why, it's just something I'm good at, is I can get to the heart of the matter. I know how to get to the foundational issues that'll clear up everything else. So I mean, you asked about the why, and my why is, like I was saying before, okay, because I was born truly knowing the wisdom of creation. Okay, the wisdom and beauty of nature and of people. And the truth of the matter is that we are all miracles. Okay, we're truly miracles. And as I learned as a doctor, as I went through school, the miraculous body and who we are is unbelievably wonderful. Okay, so my why, right, is, my catchphrase is that I help people truly live the miracle that they are. Okay, not that you have to become or anything like that, that we truly are, right? Because every newborn baby, when it comes out, we go, oh, it's a miracle. Well, we're still that miracle. And I can go on for hours about this, but we only have limited time. But what I've done when I studied health, right, is I realized that there are certain foundational things that everything comes from. So everything I do gets to like I said before, gets to the heart of the matter. If you heal the causes, right, then all the symptoms and the ramifications go away. The trick is to get to the causes, the true causes, right? Whether that's physically, emotionally, whatever it is. Albert Einstein said, a problem well defined is already half solved. Okay, so it's defining the problem really well, then you already get the solution, right? So everything I do is foundational, right? I tell doctors all the time, it's like, I say, please stop treating symptoms and start treating systems. Because we are systems within, right? Our bodies are systems interrelated with other systems, interrelated with social systems, interrelated with ecological systems, with intergalactic systems. Okay, so we're systems that relate to each other, and it's getting back to the foundational of which systems got off balance, rebalancing those systems, okay, and with all those systems together, and you get optimal health. Now, optimal health in the dictionary is defined as, right, a state of wholeness in which all the organs, tissues, and systems of the body are functioning 100% all the time. Wholeness is body, mind, spirit. Optimal health is body, mind, spirit wholeness, in which all the organs, tissues, and systems are functioning 100% all the time, right? Not feeling good, not just one system. No, optimal health. So everything we do in our office, whether it's nutrition, the chiropractic, the gentle chiropractic, is to help people create optimal health, body, mind, spirit, wholeness, and function.
I love that because, you know, how much time, money, and effort has been wasted on focusing on a symptom or one particular individual thing that isn't happening, whether it be, you know, just focusing on belly fat or just focusing on, you know, energy, and how again and again, these quick fixes just don't work. And how frustrating that can be. So I love what you're saying about how it really is focusing on what is the root cause underneath it that are causing all of these negative outcomes in your life. And once you can find that and heal that, that's exactly where the transformation happens.
You got it. You got it, Elizabeth. Excuse me. And it's not the cause. It's usually the cause is. You got to find all the causes because it's things that culminated into our conditions, physically or emotionally. It's not usually one thing. It's a bunch of things that culminated. Okay. Like for instance, you know, my hormones and my chemistry are off a little bit for certain reasons. Either it's my thyroid or my digestive system or whatever it might be, right? Based on my diet. See, all these things are interrelated, right? You know, but now I'm also having trouble at work, right? Because this so-and-so is a little bothersome and I don't know how to deal with this personality. But what's interesting is, okay, when we clear the physiology, all of a sudden, and we heal the hormones, all of a sudden my mind is clearer. I'm not as hair trigger, right? And now I can use the life skills that Dr. Mike also teaches, okay, on the interrelating life skills that help to clear stress from my nervous system. And now it's much easier to make a whole body shift versus if my chemistry was still off and I used some life skills and it worked somewhat, but I still felt uneasy inside. You don't get a complete and permanent cure. You don't, and not only complete and permanent cure, but here's what I love about optimal health. Forever, long lasting. It's not just for a short period of time. It's you up-level your life and your wellness across the board, one time.
I love it. I love it. And you brought up such an important point because our lives are so crazy. You know, kids, work, aging parents, relationships, you know, now we add the stress and the grief of the loss of COVID to an already busy life and overwhelmed life. And our stress levels are just through the roof. Dr. Mike, tell us, what does stress do to the body physically?
Well, according to the CDC, and this was before COVID, okay, according to the CDC.
There actually was a CDC before COVID. Many people were not as aware of it, but it was there.
There is, okay, and so they say that 93% of all doctor's visits before COVID are stress related, 93%. Okay, stress is the number one killer. Wow. Stress is the number one killer. Before COVID, okay, well, I'll tell you this, antidepressants, before COVID, antidepressants are the number one prescribed drug in America. Now, 1 in 2 men have heart disease and 1 in 3 people have cancer. Antidepressants outpace those medicines.
Wow.
Okay, before COVID. After COVID, it's going through the roof. Suicides are going through the roof. Okay, we're afraid that suicides will outpace those who died from the disease.
Wow.
Okay, because we were already stressed to the max. Okay, before COVID, suicides were the 10th leading cause of death in America. They were in the top 10. Okay, and what makes it worse is that statistics show that people aren't successful with suicide until their third attempt. Okay, so that means if everybody was successful in trying to take their life in attempt number one, suicide before COVID would have been the first or second leading cause of death in America.
Wow. Wow. So what does stress do to the body even physically? I mean, you said about doctor's appointments and about how so much of that, so you're saying it actually turns into physical ailments?
That's why I didn't go into that question, because again, we could spend 3 hours on that. But suffice it to say, we all know we can cause ourselves ulcers with stress, headaches, right? All kinds of things, grief of cancer, we can cause cancers. I mean, stress, ultimately, the mind controls the body. The nervous system runs the body. And the nervous system is your mind, spinal cord, and all the nerves of the body. It runs the whole body. Okay, how do we know?
Sorry, go ahead.
How do we know? Because if you turn off the nervous system, if you turn off the brain, you know what that's called? Death. Okay, we're not pronounced clinically dead when our heart stops, when our brain turns off. Because it's the brain and the nervous system's job to control and coordinate all function, bring life, and create optimal health. Okay, so right, so we know that because if you cut all the nerves to your eyes, what happens to your eyes? Right, it doesn't work. You cut all the nerves to your arms, what happens? It doesn't work. You can't feel, it can't function. You cut all the nerves to your stomach, and when you turn the whole thing off, everything stops. So, sorry, I'm trying to get really big concept into a small amount of time. So.
Yeah. Well, can stress actually affect weight gain and weight loss?
Everything. It affects everything, okay? Because your nervous system connects with everything.
So how do you recommend someone clear stress from their bodies and minds? What are the things that you do to help people? Because obviously this is such a root cause of so many things, from illness to weight gain to blocking weight loss. How do you clear that with people?
So you asked, how does it affect weight loss? So cortisol, right? Stress hormones, right? So weight loss is all about the hormones. End of story. It's all about the hormones. I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute, right? So, but what happens is when you have stress hormones in your body, it's going to be very difficult to impossible to lose weight. Okay, depends on how much stress hormone is in your body. So we have to get that to come down, and we do that. Okay, clear the stress. But people go, oh, how can you clear the stress from my mind? How can you clear the stress from the world because of my finances and COVID and people in my life, right? There's a way to do it, all right? And it works every time, all the time. But the main thing that I use, so I'm trained as a chiropractor, Liz, but I went back to school, a lot of postgraduate work, to learn a very unique form of healing that blends highly advanced neurological and energy work. It's light pressure points. We don't do the traditional bone cracking. Light pressure points that literally clears out all the stress, distortions, and traumas from the nervous system. So we clear the accumulated stress, because you ever notice when people get stressed out, their back and neck can get tight, right? It happens to everybody, whether they feel it or not. And what happens is that stress accumulates in the spine and nervous system first, right? And starts to affect us inside, even though we don't really know it. Okay, I'm still managing my life the best I can, but this stress is, and then something triggers me because we're holding it on the inside. Tons of stuff, way too much than the peaceful, loving beings that we are supposed to have. Okay, and so what we do through light pressure points is clear all that stress away. Okay, in a way that teaches the body how to stay clear on its own. Right? When that happens, the body, according to research, heals 200% better. By clearing the stress from the nervous system, the body heals 200% better, according to Sloan Kettering research, California, Berkeley, Medical Center. Okay? 200%.
That's extraordinary. That's really extraordinary.
And again, I'm not treating symptoms. We're clearing the stress that accumulated so your whole body can start to heal 200% better. Everything. Okay? And you can show, I don't know if you could show some testimonials from my website, I don't know, Liz, if you have the capability of doing that.
Let me see what I can pull up while you talk a little bit more.
But what I'm saying is digestive problems heal, clear up all the time. Skin problems, anxiety, depression, we get people off their medicines all the time. All the time, okay? Just by clearing stress from the nervous system. Plus, I'm a life coach. I'm a trained life coach. We do a lot of, I have an incredible course, okay, an online course that helps people to truly resolve stress and live with deep inner peace, much more deep inner peace, love, and connection. All right, connection to yourself and others, because that's what everybody wants and needs. Okay, to live the truth of who you are, you will be peaceful. So I have online courses to do that. We clear the stress. So that's pretty much how we do it. Okay, it's a blend, and we work with each individual. But again, it's foundational. We heal the causes, we find the causes, we heal the causes, and help you to gain it for life. You know, in China, it used to be that the doctors, you pay them to keep you healthy. When you got sick, you don't pay them. That's how it should be. Okay, my job is to keep you healthy and well and out of the hospital. Do you know that my office has been open the whole time during COVID, right? I've had people, tons of people coming in, right? We practice safe, you know, CDC guidelines, but nobody's been sick. Not one person and their families. Why? Because we're doing nutrition with them, because we're doing the chiropractic with boost your immune system 200%. And the body stays healthy and well. It's designed to do that.
Dr. Micah, there are a couple of things that people can do and start, you know, obviously working with you and speaking with you and find out how you can help. And we'll let everybody know how they can do that. But are there a couple of things that maybe people can even integrate into their life even today? Or maybe one little tip that you can give to help people start even having that mindset? You know, someone was saying in the chat, you know, how do I even let somebody know in my family whose illnesses are probably because of their stress, they won't even believe that they're stressed? Are there things that you could even recommend starting today to get into that mindset and prepare to talk with you more about it, to relieve some stress?
Okay, so, you know, the reason why nobody does it, and it's so, you know, it's a lot more pandemic than the pandemic, but the reason why it's so pervasive is because there's a lot of little skills that you need to put together in order for it to work. And that's why it's so hard. That's why the best we can do is manage stress. I don't want anybody to manage stress. I want to clear it from your life completely. Well, how do you do that when the world's so stressful? Because it's not about what's happening in our lives. It's about our level of health and well-being, physically and emotionally, is how well do we adapt? Life is a roller coaster. We just got to enjoy the ride. It's not about waiting for the rainstorm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. So that is a lifetime cure, you know? And
it's both so simple and so revolutionary at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy how revolutionary it is. And I'm not talking about me. It's just, to me, it's crazy because I always thought that way. Do you know what I mean? I was always like, well, why would anybody do anything else? You know? So here's one thing. You want to do one thing, right? And this is going to
give us something. Give us a nugget.
Okay, you ready? If you want to de-stress your life, stop blaming. Whoa, blame isn't who did it. It's not what happened. Blame is who I'm holding responsible to fix it. So we blame our children, we blame our spouses, we blame the economy, we blame COVID, we blame the weather, we blame everything outside of ourselves for our emotional upset. Okay, but it's that I'm not going to feel better until so-and-so behaves right. Well, what we just did though is we just gave our power away to that someone else or that something else. And now they're in control of our emotional well-being. Oops, you just failed. There's no way out of that situation. You just rendered yourself incapable of finding a solution and being happy. End of story. You can go on your life trying to control people in situations in life. Go ahead, try your best, but you're only going to cause more and more stress and conflict. So
That's a good one for us to all try, for sure. So
and
let me, the million dollar question, Dr. Mike, is, so many people are upset about their weight. And this dates way back before COVID. But since COVID, a lot of people have even put on more weight and really want to find a way to take it off. How is your weight loss approach different?
Okay, so again, it's foundational. Thank you, Liz. Good question. So it's foundational. And I just want to recap the stress thing just before I jump into that, right? So, so to stop blaming, right? There's a bunch of little keys that I teach on how to do it, where you can truly let go in life, and you don't have things that plague you on the inside. Deep inner peace connection, okay? So, and anyway, so weight loss, right? So what happened to us, most of us when we were kids, we could eat anything, it wouldn't really bother us. But over the years, from stress, like we talked about, and toxicity, right? Toxins in our foods, in our environment, degrade the inside of our bodies. Our bodies get unhealthy and sick and all right, and inefficient. And so what happens is, as that happens, the hormones, and like I said, losing weight is all about hormone balance. The hormones start balancing into fat storing the more their body gets damaged on the inside, right? It starts to store fat for energy and protection as the system becomes more inefficient. So it stores fat for energy and protection until we're about age 40 or so, and all of a sudden, none of the diets work anymore, nothing's working anymore. We'll even say, oh, it's because I'm getting older, right? My hormones are changing. And we're right, the hormones are changing. But why are they changing? And the reason they're changing is because they're changing because of the degradation on the inside that accumulated over your lifetime. So what we do, okay, with our nutrition and weight loss program, all right, is we completely find all the causes of people's weight or health problems and reverse it for life. So it cleans the slate. We completely heal the digestive system, from the thyroid to the stomach, the small intestines, large intestines, liver, everything. We cleanse and nourish the entire body, completely clean the slate and clear the stress, okay, right? And when you do that, your hormones will balance back to fat burning like you were as a kid. You'll go back to your natural healthy weight naturally on its own and stay there. It's a weight loss cure. It's the last program you'll ever do, okay, because it resets you. And then we teach you, then you learn the skills of what to do so that you never ruin yourself again. It's only foods and supplements. It's all natural. Everything's all natural. Even the supplements, there's no stimulants or anything. It's all food grade herbs, organic. We teach you how to shop, cook, and eat for yourself and your family for life. You with me? It's foundational. We get people back to optimal health so that you can live, okay, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, the miracle that you truly are. And what I love about the work that I do is that when people actually experience it, they do the work, right? They're getting their body and their mind clear, and their nutrition and their diet, and all of a sudden in 2, 3, 4 months, they're like, oh my God, I was missing out on so much life before this. I had no idea how well I can be. And I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry. People live about 30 to 40% under their potential, their health potential on an ongoing basis. And we think that that's normal. It's not. There's so much more to life that if you just give yourself a chance.
That's a real wow. That's a real wow. You know what I'd like to do is I can share some of the testimonials. Give me 1 second and I'm going to put them up on the screen. Give me 1
Before
second.
and afters?
What'd you say?
Yeah, whatever. Do you have the before and after pictures?
Yes, I could show those too. Bear with me.
You know, I see in the chat while you're doing that, Liz, I see in the chat someone saying, how do you keep the weight off, right? That's what we do, because we teach you all the skills. I hope you heard that. But we We teach you how to shop, cook, and eat for yourself and your family. We teach you all the mental, emotional skills to keep the stress out of your life. You're going to learn the best way to eating, and then you can go back to eating anything you want, anything. And we'll teach you what to do to balance it out so you never lose, so you never, gain it back. I lost 30 pounds on the program. We do everything we tell our patients to do, everything, right? I lost 30 pounds on the program, and that was about going on 7 years ago. I'm still the same weight.
So is this one of the people that worked with you? Here I'm sharing.
This is a patient. Oh, this is Judy. Okay, Judy lost 40 pounds in 12 weeks. Okay, naturally, healthfully. Okay, her digestion cleared up, her skin cleared up. Okay, we get rid of reflux and IBS all the time. They go away. Not her, but sleep apnea goes away all the time. Okay, so that was Judy. Josh. Sorry, people, we're going a little fast because we don't have all the time in the world, but this is Josh. Okay, Josh lost 30 pounds. Okay, lowered his blood pressure medicine. Okay, got his blood pressure lowered, and we're trying to get off of it. He also had some digestive issues also that cleared up. Okay, so, and again, it's a 12-week program. We have other programs too. We customize it to people, but most people, it takes 12 to 24 weeks to completely heal everything on the inside. So most people do a 12-week, depends on how much work they have. But in that amount of time, naturally, you'll get it off and keep it off.
I mean, I'm sold. It's amazing, to be able to heal yourself from the inside out like that is really something that everyone can benefit for, and really you can see how it can transform your life. If someone does want to work with you, what would be the next step to achieve these goals?
Yeah, I'd love that, Liz. So when we talked about this thing, what we did was we set aside 15 spots for people. Okay, so we can help 15 people, and I hope it's enough for everybody. But so what we'll do is I want to set up a 15-minute Zoom consultation, okay, with me, right, so that we can talk and see if it's a good fit, right? See if it's something that you want to do, and see if we think that you're someone we can help, right? Because we want people we can help, right? We don't want to waste your time. So we'll set up a free 15-minute Zoom consultation, and then if we decide that we're a good fit and you want to work with us, right, then we're going to give you a $100 coupon to any program that you do, right? So if you do the chiropractic work and clear the stress from your nervous system, right, we'll give you a $100 coupon towards that. If you do any nutrition and weight loss, we'll give you $100 towards that. Just for being part of this, being part of this webinar. Okay.
So the best thing to do is to call, email, or I'm also going to share the link that you can actually go on that link and schedule time.
Yeah, I guess you can email. That's fine. At that email, the best thing to do is call 516-822-8499. Okay, so that should be somewhere. And then, so it's 516-822-8499. Also in the chat, you're going to put the Calendly link, right? There's a link there to schedule a 15-minute consult.
Yep, I'm putting all that in there right now. I'm going to put the calendar.
And if you don't know how to get to the chat, because I found that some people don't, you move your mouse around the screen and you'll see the chat thing on the bottom show up, and you click on that.
But not to worry, I'm also going to be sending everyone who's here an email. And Dr. Berlin will also send out an email to follow up with all this information too. So you don't have to worry about, not getting that information.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so yeah, and like I said, I'd love to see you. We put 15 spots away. It's first come, first serve, but I hope it's enough, and I'd love to help anybody out there, especially during COVID, right? Because it's really important that you keep your body healthy on the inside. Like I said, nobody in our office has been sick. Nobody the whole time, right? And because it's like this, right? Think about this. If there were 100 people in a room and somebody came in and coughed and had a regular flu, let's just deal with that, and coughed and sneezed all over everybody, how many people would get sick? Would everybody? No. What would it depend on? It would depend on their level of health and well-being on the inside. How strong is their immune system? So the determinant of whether you get sick from COVID or anything else is how healthy you are on the inside. So if you want to decrease your risks of COVID, okay, and having a bad reaction and stuff like that, okay, increase your health on the inside. Take out the stress, heal your body, heal your mind, transform your life, right? When you do that, okay, my belief, all right, from what I've seen, right, you're impervious to anything. You're going to have a mild case of anything, okay? And like I said, nobody's been sick. We don't have any research on it yet, but there will be, all right? So, but that's the key. Keep yourself healthy. Even the people who are susceptible, to COVID, the people who have comorbidities, who already have illnesses, right? The long-term solution is to build up their health from the inside out. Clear those conditions, and they'll have much less of an immune reaction, which is the immune reaction from COVID is what kills us, not COVID. Our body's own immune reaction is what overimmune response is what kills us. Okay, and it's because it's already heightened because we already have conditions.
I think you really revealed something very, very valuable here, and that is the power of stress, and about how much stress and the way your thoughts are and the way you're living your life, how much that affects your weight loss, your health, as you say, your optimal health. I mean, I think that's really a new thought for a lot of people, because I don't know how many people really link stress and weight loss. I mean, if you think about all the millions of programs that people spend billions of dollars on every year, I don't think any of them talk about reducing your stress level. And that's exciting to me, with your program, but also it's exciting to me just being able to empower myself in my life, to know that I have choices that I can make in my life to be able to make those changes and be able to make better choices so that I'm less stressed. And I think that that's a revolutionary idea. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way too here.
Yeah, stress, and remember, stress, not only the cortisol and the stress hormones, which is the biggest factor, right? But it makes you not sleep, and that increases your cortisol levels, which will help you, so you won't lose weight. Okay, if you're not sleeping, it's going to be very difficult, and your immune system's going to tank, right? Stress also leads to emotional eating, right? Emotional eating is huge for people, especially sugar. Okay, and so I hope that people are really getting some value out of this and not really feeling like this is just like a commercial, an infomercial, because the first step, okay, in healing anything is knowing that it's possible and getting the basic concepts, which is what we have time for today, right? And I'm glad to talk to you more, for 15 minutes and go into much more detail, right, specifically for you.
We do have some questions. A bunch of people want to know, can they work with you remotely? If they can't get to your office or they don't feel comfortable going to your office, or they're too far to your office, can this be done remotely?
Yes, it can. Okay, we can ship the supplements to you and your workbook and all that for the nutrition. We can do Zoom meetings, and yes, we can work with people remotely. Clearing the stress from your nervous system, no, you have to come into the office. But the office, everybody's masked. Okay, we wash our hands, we wipe down the tables after every person. I have a HEPA filter that cleans out all the viruses and bacteria running constantly. So we say we're really the safest place to be in COVID. If you want to get safe, come hang out in our office.
Now, another question people have is, do you take any insurance?
Yes. So for the chiropractic, that's a great question. For the chiropractic, as long as you have chiropractic coverage, insurance will pay a good portion of it. There's usually co-payments and deductibles, but you'll get a lot of coverage. Okay. The nutrition, there generally isn't coverage. Sometimes there is. We can check that for you, but generally there isn't. But in our office, Liz, like people first, money second, everything else third. We have family plans. We make it affordable for people. In my heart, I can't turn away somebody who desperately needs help, who desperately wants help and can't afford to be there. Not ethical. Okay. So, so even though, we don't give it away for free, all right, we guarantee our results. We've been one of Long Island's best holistic health centers for nearly 25 years because we care, we deliver people first, and we'll make it affordable.
And you've been in practice for how long?
So almost over 27 years, but in my own practice, almost 25 years.
Nice, nice. That's terrific. So what I'm going to make sure is that everybody gets your contact information and can learn more to see if this is right for them. And also, want to encourage everyone to get on that reduce stress bandwagon. And, I want to challenge everybody who's on this call on this webinar to try and implement one thing in your life to reduce stress. Dr. Mike gave a great idea about, not looking at blame, playing the blame game. But what can you do in your life to reduce stress? I think that's a really important takeaway and that we can get started on right now. I know that I'm going to.
Yeah, and Liz, I'm going to put one more thing in the chat. Okay, and this is, people will get a 3-part video on not blaming. Okay, because I have these courses and stuff like that too. Like I said, I'm a life coach. I do a lot of coaching as well. I do online coaching, and that's a way to work with me remotely too, by the way. Okay, so I could do the nutrition remotely, and I can do the teach you how to transform stress and conflict into deep inner peace, love, and connection. All right, that's what I do coaching. So that could be remote. The clearing the stress from the nervous system and the chiropractic has to be in the office. Okay, so I just put on a link there of where you can get a 3-part video series. It's free about blame, okay, and not blaming.
That's terrific. That's terrific. Well, this has been fantastic. I really appreciate your being here. I know that you could share with us for hours with all of your knowledge and information, but I think this was a really nice way to introduce people to a new concept about how they can reduce their stress and lose weight and transform their lives. So I'm very appreciative that you are here with us today. And we will be getting out to everyone again, the website, there are testimonials there's information about all the different things that you offer. And obviously a special opportunity to those that are with us today of the 15-minute meeting with you and that you've really held those 15 spots for the first 15. So I appreciate that, and we'll get that out to everybody in an email. I know that you will as well. And thank you to the attendees for being here and spending this time with us this afternoon. I hope that this has helped you to begin a transformation in your life. And I want to wish everyone to stay safe and to stay healthy. Thank you so much, Dr. Berlin. Thank you so much to all the attendees. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Liz. This was wonderful, really. God bless, and I hope I hope we can help a lot of people.
I hope so too. Wonderful. Bye-bye all.
Bye.